people think getting hired comes down to two things: your resume and the answers you have for interview questions. But I've been in recruitment for 15 years, and I can tell you I have seen highly qualified candidates get knocked out because of some surprising factors they didn't take into consideration. Today's video, I'm going to tell you what those things are. Let's go. So for some background, I've been in recruitment for 15 years, and I'm a hiring manager myself. And I've been in the room where decisions are made on who gets hired and who does not for well over a decade and a half now. And there are some things that you're not thinking about that directly correlate with whether or not you are going to get hired. So let's talk about them. Now, the first one you need to think about is how easy do they anticipate you will be to work with? Look, nobody wants to hire somebody who's going to be challenging to work with. Nobody wants to hire someone who thinks is going to be a cancer on their team. Despite you being qualified, if the hiring manager determines you are going to be hard to work with, they are going to pass on you as a candidate. Okay, so let's talk about how they determine you might be difficult to work with and that you won't make their life easier, which is what they're looking for. So they're going to ask you questions, and when you're answering, they're looking for a few things. Slow responses, that's a big one. Defensive answers. If you are defensive about something, that's a big problem. If you are overcomplicated with your answers, right? You have an answer, supposed to be 30, 50, 60 seconds, you're going on for 5 minutes. Ugh, this is gonna be a person who's difficult to work with. They're not concise. And then any negativity. If you're negative about past bosses, past teams, past companies, past cultures, they're gonna look at that and go, this person might be the problem or part of the problem. Timeliness in the interview process is actually a big deal. When you think about it, you're gonna be going through a multiple week process. You'll be interviewing with people, you'll be talking to people, you'll be corresponding to people, and there's a big difference between someone who answers within a few hours and someone who takes a couple of days. Hiring managers know that you have things going on. But if you take forever to respond to them and coordinating next steps with you is really difficult, a lot of them make the logical leap that it's going to be hard to work with you once you work there. Maybe that's unfair, but that's the lens through which they view it. Now, a big one people don't think about is how you make people feel. You know, there's that quote that says, people won't remember what you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel. Very true in interviewing. Did your answers come off as warm or arrogant? Cocky or confident? Friendly or cold and standoffish? It is really important that you're engaging with people in a positive way. And this includes everyone, from the receptionist that when you check in, all the way to when you're leaving, and everybody in the interim, whether it's the janitor, a coworker, CEO, anybody you might interact with. You want to make sure that you're positive, warm, friendly, and in the interview, you want to be inquisitive because you want them to feel like you are interested in both them, the company, the opportunity, all that kind of stuff. Another big one is coachability. In an interview, you can tell if someone is going to be coachable or not. Nobody wants to hire someone who thinks they're a finished product. They want to hire people that they can mold. There's, and I've seen this, where hiring managers are like, I don't want to hire someone who's too experienced because then they'll be too stuck in their ways. You don't want hiring managers to feel that way about you. So you could talk about being coachable in the interview. When they ask you questions, you can give examples of people that you've learned from. You can talk about how you're still learning and developing today. And you can say things like, I'm really open to coaching, or one of the things that I really love is feedback because it helps me continue to learn and become better. But if you come off as someone who knows it all, doesn't need any coaching, and won't be receptive to it, they're going to be incredibly reticent to move forward with you. Another huge factor, understanding the job and talking about the job, knowing that you're going to need to solve problems. Every single job description is actually a problem description. A company needs someone to be doing a set of things. They don't have someone. So when you view it like that, and you view it like, okay, these are the problems, how can I solve these problems? That's a different way to view it. And it can be powerful in the interview because you're coming in there as a solution, okay? So it's really important to understand the job, understand the scope, understand the tools, but also understand that when you're answering questions, you need to be answering it as if you're going to be a solution for their specific problem. Now, another big problem is people do not go to the company website and they don't learn about the company values and what makes the company them, their operating rhythm, their values, their culture, etc. There are tons of cues on the website. You can go there and you can go to their About Us section, go down to the values, and you can read about them. Companies often have entire YouTube videos about what it's like working there. And those videos are jam-packed with the things you need to understand so that when you're in an interview, you can let them know that you are in cultural alignment, you're in value alignment. You would be a good fit right out of the gate on the things that aren't really the job, but what makes a person fit in with this group of people. So it's really important. Go to there, read their website, read the About Us, learn their values, and then when you're in the interview, actually talk about things that demonstrate you are in value alignment. This is one of those things that you can do that is very powerful. Most people don't do it. In fact, if you ask a lot of candidates when they're interviewing, they can't even tell you what the values are of the company they're interviewing with. But if you go out of your way to learn it and then talk about it in the interview, you can demonstrate quite clearly you're a culture fit. Now, this is a little bit more obvious, but there are certain questions where if you answer them wrong, it's gonna blow up your chances of actually getting a job offer. And there's a question recently that has been stumping candidates and costing them those offers. And I made a video about it right here. I don't want you to lose out on a job offer because you messed up one question. So go watch this video. I'll see you over there.